This is not the test. No, this is not the test. I'm just giving you some space. So, under arrest for driving while impaired.
Are you okay? Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. Stay down. I'm okay. I'm okay.
She thought it was just a routine DUI stop until the officer's questions started feeling off. Then, things escalated in a way no one could have predicted. In today's Audit Archive, we're exposing cops who used their badge for something far worse than law enforcement. Our first case of the day is a brutal one, where an officer viciously assaulted and injured a black civilian. On August 28, 2018, in the state of New York, two officers chased after a vehicle and forced it to stop. How they handled the situation after that, though, was far from professional. As could be clearly seen, the officer not only kneed the victim multiple times, but also punched him repeatedly. Naturally, such a major offense violates their department's use of force policy. Despite this despicable act, they began searching through the driver's vehicle after detaining him, as if it was a completely normal thing to do.
You want to beat me? Why you can't like that? Huh? Wanna have nothing?
Something else to note is that the other officers present on the scene did nothing to stop the cruel and vicious actions of the assaulting police officer. On top of that, their search of the vehicle did not turn up anything of substance, making their actions all the more deplorable and questionable. Sadly, there's no information that pertains to what happened after the civilian was arrested. What is available, however, is footage of another officer in another incident completely disregarding a civilian's constitutional rights. On December 31st, 2024, a man was walking towards a crosswalk when, all of a sudden, two officers got out of their vehicle and began approaching him menacingly.
PD illegally grabbed and searched me.
No searches, bro. I don't consent to no searches. No searches, no searches. Good? I'm good, but don't touch me.
It just looks like you have something over here, man.
I don't, but don't touch me.
Bro is pinning me against the wall.
I'll give you anything you need, man. It looks like you have something hanging out over here, man. What is this, just a weed capsule over here? What is this, just a weed capsule over here you're talking about?
I have no weapon, bro. What is this over here? Say hi or anything. What is this over here? What does it mean? Can I actually understand that? Can I take it out? Take it out. Please.
I've already got the coming out of it. No, it looked like something that was hanging out over here, bro. It looked like he was tucking some.
No, I got nothing. I got a
Is this a nice knife over here?
Yeah, what's the name? Yeah. All right, man. If I just didn't consent to no search, then how did you get a weapon?
You can record all you want.
That's fine. I know you recorded too, but what did I do that made it look like?
Riley 15799.
That's fine. What did I do to make it look like my weapon?
It looked like something that was in your pocket.
What was it? A bulge? What was that? I want you to tell me what you
explained it to yourself. It looked like you're a little upset, man.
Common knowledge dictates that a person is allowed to refuse a search of their persons if they ask for it. Despite the man clearly showing that he didn't allow it, the officer searched him anyway based on something sticking out of his pocket. Naturally, this was a complete violation of the man's fourth constitutional rights and could be an unjustified act that was racially motivated. Police corruption runs deep, and no better is that displayed in this next incident where on March 21st, 2020, in Woodstown, Salem County, New Jersey, an officer received a call regarding two men allegedly filming private property, a prison no less, without permission. Upon arriving, he and his partner found them standing near a bus stop and approached them for questioning. The following conversation showcases what transpired.
What's going on?
How you guys doing?
What can we help you with?
Got called out here for you guys.
For filming on public property?
I guess so. Where are you guys
Thank
at?
God that's not against the law, huh?
Where you guys up at the jail?
Well, we thought it was the sheriff's office, believe it or not, because you see that big sheriff symbol outside? Okay. And then the door was open when we went in, and right there was literature for the sheriff. Okay. So I was asking the receptionist if it was the sheriff's office, and then it was the prison. I thought the prison was attached to it, you know what I mean? Gotcha.
Nah, it's just Elk County Correctional Facility.
I've moved, so we were looking for
gotcha.
the prison. I mean, the sheriff's really, and then we saw the prison, we were walking around, figured why not.
So now that we got that understanding that this is the prison, what do we have going on here?
No. The bus just out there. We were at the 9/11 park. You're familiar with it over here?
Yes.
At Beams, and they have a rock from Shanksville and stuff for everyone to come and, commemorate our loss.
Okay.
Our nation. And we film everything. We go, we document things. These people think that we can't film anything around their fence, which is not true. They can build a wall around it, put plastic slats in there, create your own privacy. We live in America. You can't trespass our eyes. If I can view it, I can record it, I can sketch it. And the reason we record everything is, I have a bad memory and I'm not good at drawing, so.
Okay.
That would indeed be correct, since when in public spaces, where you are lawfully present, you have the right to photograph anything that is in plain view, considering that prisons are public property, and the two were filming the area around the fence. They weren't violating any laws or regulations.
They informed us that their PIO is only in Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. So we went out and we got the images that we needed to from outside the facility, from the road, and we're here waiting for the bus. So.
Yeah, so we obviously got called out here.
That's right, you can call for service. We understand
yeah.
you gotta,
So I
look
guess
into it.
you guys look a little suspicious hanging around the jail,
What was the
filming.
call? Can I ask? What they
That's
said?
like exactly what I just said. You guys
Suspicious
look a little
people walking around.
exactly.
Suspicious, yeah.
It could look a little weird, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure they don't get a lot of visitors. We can't.
Exactly.
I mean, no one's being released today, so it's not like anyone's being picked up.
I wouldn't even have
Yeah.
known that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
That's
not. I don't even live in this state.
Look,
Okay.
we're just here trying to figure out what's going on. You know what
Right.
I mean? That's just trying to do our job.
Right,
So-
yeah, man, you guys come off nice and cordial. It's good to see, because those guys were barking orders at us, and
Yeah,
we
they
got a
were
little fed up with
very
it because
hostile.
we're free Americans, and
Yeah, I
we don't
gotcha.
appreciate
Very
grown men
hostile.
telling grown men what to do, you know?
You gotta
When we know we're in the right.
you kind of have to see it from their view too, though, because they're dealing with the guys in there all the time. They don't really
We
deal
did,
with outside
but
people.
treat the public with a little bit of respect.
100%.
We came in and told them exactly what we were there for. He was
Okay.
looking for public records. I was looking for the sheriff's office. I had no idea. So when they
Do you
told
know where
us,
the sheriff's office
they
is?
said about
In
down the
Salem
road
City?
in Woodstown.
Yeah. It's gonna be in Salem City now.
So when
How
you
is it?
Down
pulled up
at
this
45.
facility on your phone, what did it tell you, that it was a jail? Or
When you pull up this facility on your phone, you'll see the Google car map take pictures of it driving by. So, I mean, I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of lawyers at Google Maps are pretty certain when they put a camera on their car and drove by and took pictures of the facility from the street. So we do that.
But you got here by bus or by car?
Yeah, I usually parachute in, but today I busted.
So you found your way here. Obviously, you look at the memorial.
We're journalists. We're independent journalists that do stories on things, and
Public
this is one of them.
matters of
Although the men explained the situation to them, one of the officers took their story with a grain of salt. In fact, instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt, the officers grilled the journalists even more, even though they hadn't shown any signs of nefarious intent.
interest. We
And
record.
that's awesome. What I'm just asking, just give it to me straight. Let's just not be around the
What
bush.
would be straight?
That's the truth.
What do you think the straight thing is? What do you think we're doing?
Well, you said you were here for the memorial.
Well, that was after the
Well,
fact.
that was after they
was after the
kind
fact.
of
You guys
aggressively told us
We were
that
walking back.
one thing
We were
left.
walking back to here. We saw the memorial, and so we were walking. We were taking B-roll of that stuff. And they came out against the fence, yelling at us and stuff to get off their
What were they
property.
saying?
They said there's no one here
Get
to
off
help
their
us today
property.
to leave. and we
You're not
got
allowed to
it.
film the prison at all, no matter where
Were you guys
are.
filming the prison, or you guys were just looking at the?
I'm doing the story on the prison personally,
Okay.
and I wanted public records from
And
there.
it doesn't really matter what we're filming from a public space.
I understand.
I mean,
I'm
but
not
You
trying
do.
to say-
You understand that.
I'm not trying to say you're in the wrong. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
I know just like you do. So yes.
No, I'm just asking because he's being, at least
Yeah.
understand what we're saying. And so, if people don't want things filmed from public space, then like you said, you build a big wall or you put slats where they can't see things. So we're not doing anything nefarious.
Right.
We're not here for that purpose at all. we're journalists doing stories. When they told us this is not allowed, blah, 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 we did exactly what they asked and left their property, and we were heading back.
Yeah, I don't know what they're so worried about.
Right.
To me, it seems suspicious.
If anything suspicious,
They're
they're
like, yo, don't record us. What we do, because
Right.
now when you say that, it looks like you're doing something wrong. And
I can see what you're saying.
Unsatisfied, the officer began asking the two for identification. However, it's important to note that this action could be seen as a violation of the civilian's fourth constitutional rights, since there was no justifiable reason, as of yet, to suspect them of any crime.
You guys have IDs on you? Just so I can document that we were here?
Yeah, we don't ID for them. What kind of document? I'll give you
I'm not saying you committed any crime. I just have to write a report.
Good
So.
citizen. Two good citizens were publicly filming.
That's
you
not
got it
good
right.
enough, though. I
Yeah,
just-
sure it ain't.
We have not committed a crime. We are both and all aware.
Or being detained
Right.
for a
You're not being
Never said you were If you were, I would have told you, hey, you're being detained.
So it's not a stop and ID
let's not
state
even
in
do
New
that.
Jersey, so it's gonna have to be good enough, We're two
I hear
good
you.
citizens,
Right.
being free, and
We hold our
we're not
rights
even
real tight to
over
our
there
chest.
anymore.
I hope
We're being
so.
harassed.
And
you know?
one of them
got
is,
people out there fighting for me, you know what I mean?
one of those is the Fourth Amendment of ID.
At this point, we're at a bus stop.
We have no
waiting for the
problem
bus.
telling people who we are, but you're here now for a reason. You know what I mean? And at that point, if we're not being detained or under arrest, then we don't give ID. And it's nothing
Yeah,
personal.
we have a purpose. It's not loitering or anything like that. There's no reasonable or particular suspicion of a crime.
Right.
And right now, we're sitting at a bus stop, and it feels like I'm being accosted.
Right. So if you want to really look at suspicious, you might want to get that guy there's license.
Yeah, he's suspicious.
And that guy's there's license for actually kind of like harassing us. Okay, we're doing nothing wrong. We're doing nothing illegal. We're just two citizens waiting for a bus. Now we have.
And we're here to figure that out. We
Yeah.
found that
Now
out.
you have.
And
I think
Now you have.
we just have to
that guy
document
is
it.
drunk.
I
He was
really
driving
did.
earlier?
He flew up and hit his brakes, almost hit you in the middle of a public road. Thank God we got some films. So if you want to see the whole story from start to finish, we can happily point you to our channels, and you can see the whole truth. So whatever they told you, just us coming in for information. They had 9 people kind of intimidate us and went at the door when they realized we were just asking a question about the PIO.
What were they doing that was intimidating?
9 people with guns storming up at you. We had to tell them to back up because of the coronavirus.
Yeah,
You know
guns
what I
drawn
mean?
on you?
Not drawn.
Oh, they were just walking up with guns like us.
Yeah, but real aggressive.
Coming in hot walking.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we're it's intimidation
Yeah,
tactic.
yeah.
And we're not there to start any trouble. We're
Exactly.
just asking simple questions, and they said they couldn't provide us up today, and we left, and then they wanted to accost us from filming our part.
If their story is true, then it appears that the true victims here would be the journalists themselves, especially after being almost run over and intimidated by firearms. In any case, after talking for a little while longer, the two officers decided to finally leave.
You guys are going to just hang out here then?
Yeah, we might walk up and look at this park, maybe, who knows. While we wait for the bus. Looks like it's probably on a holiday schedule or something for
I'm thinking it's
coronavirus.
on. That's what I'm thinking, man.
It has been a while.
You guys know when it comes?
I was figuring you would. You're waiting for it.
Well, we don't come down to Salem County that often. You know what I mean?
You don't come town to Salem County?
No, it's just not near. Again, we're journalists doing stories, so we go where the story is at. You know what I mean? And the story today is in Salem County. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that guy's probably run out of gas. You might want to talk to him.
Hey, he's all right.
We'll speak to a couple people, but have a good one, all right?
Yeah, you guys do the thing.
Although it seemed like this case was open and shut quite quickly, that didn't appear to be the case. After walking away, the two officers met up with the warden of the prison in question. What's suspicious, however, is that for this portion of the video, the officers' department purposefully redacted their body cam audio to keep their conversation private from the public. Although that isn't illegal, it's still strange that the audio was forcibly removed, even though it was already captured on camera. From what little could be gathered, however, it was apparent that the warden wasn't happy that the two officers let the journalist go away scot-free.
He's getting aggravated. We're out here with Mr. Kazuki.
Not a problem, sir.
Yeah.
Once again, the audio was cut off, this time for a considerably longer period of time. After a whopping 12 minutes, the officers, along with another individual, drove to find the two men. A few minutes went by, and they spotted them by the sidewalk. What they did next, however, was shocking to say the least.
You were told to leave a couple of times. So what we're going to need to do, you didn't leave that right away. They had to ask you a couple of times. So what we're going to need to do is we need to identify you.
That's not how it works.
And if you don't want to identify yourselves, then
You can take a picture of me and put it up inside your lobby and say
That's
this
not what
guy's
we're doing.
trespass. That's how you do that.
That's not what we're doing. Don't tell me how the law works.
Oh, no, I know how the law works.
You were
I
told
do
to
this
leave,
all
you
the time.
didn't. So now we need to identify.
When didn't we leave? You want to see on film? We have it on
Trespass
film.
warning
You can
and
either
trespass.
identify yourself.
This is not a criminal trespass.
You can either identify yourself or not identify yourself. You don't identify
Are we
yourself,
being
you're going to
detained
be
for a
arrested.
crime right now?
Yeah.
What is the crime? Well, what is the crime?
Not only was the reason for their agitation unknown, but it seemed as if the officers didn't actually have any justification for detaining the journalists, especially when they stayed silent when asked what the crime was. Naturally, this false detainment made the violation of their rights all the more apparent, as they unjustly continued to arrest them without explanation.
Alright, guys, we're under arrest right here. Hold on, let me turn this off.
Tough him up. You had his opportunity. You had the
I
opportunity.
did. I told him I was going to give it to him.
You had your opportunity.
I mean, you want my ID? That's fine. I told you I'd give you my ID.
They didn't. You made us play games with you.
No, you asked Officer Material. I before my wall.
Please don't step on my phone.
Hey,
I'm not gonna step on your phone, sir.
I'm not playing games.
Exactly what you're doing. I'm not playing games with you. You had your
We're not-
opportunity.
I did. I told you I'll ID.
No, you didn't.
Officer, you had your thought I had my phone. I thought that's if you wanted me to pull it out. What is giving me the ID?
We never articulated a crime that we did anything actually wrong. It's not right what you guys just did.
Sorry, I'll put it in the back of my car.
Can you please tell me what crime this is? I'm not gonna be a
Right now, you're
dick
under
about this.
trespassing.
I understand the situation I'm in right now for trespassing. Now, that's not how it works. That's illegal. We were in there to get for a purpose. They told us that they couldn't help us, and we left. So how was that a trespass?
By law, it wouldn't be considered as one, since the situation is no different than walking up to a person's house, being denied entry, and then leaving. The journalists did nothing wrong. However, despite being a long way off from the private property, the officers still arrested the civilians under the guise of trespassing.
You got anything that's gonna poke a stick or anything like that?
Nope, I don't have anything but my essentials. But it's, you're violating our rights that way. You swore an oath to the Constitution to uphold it, right? Free American, filming in public, trying to gather public interest story at our county facility. We didn't trespass anywhere. We never went into any restricted areas. Not right. You treat us like a criminal. It's not fair.
Obviously, I'm not gonna take your book bag off right now. But when we get back to the station, I'm gonna have to take that off, right?
Sure.
You have any? You have pants on? You have pants on under your pants?
No, I have boxers.
Just underwear. Yeah. All right.
Not only was the man arrested, but he was also falsely searched and patted down. Under the Fourth Amendment, police officers must obtain written permission from a court of law to legally search a person and their property and seize evidence while they are investigating possible criminal activity. As was apparent, however, violating this constitutional right was also just as easy as unlawfully arresting them to begin with.
Yeah, take a seat here.
That's fine. There you go.
Just you move your hands for me.
Yeah.
You turn your body.
I can't. It's just so tight back here. Hold on. There you go. You got it now, hopefully.
Let's see.
Whoops.
Worst ever?
In the end, the two were hauled off to the local police department. Thankfully, however, the charges were later dropped and the journalists sued the same police department. As if picking on regular civilians wasn't enough, some officers take it a step further and also mistreat individuals who have mental issues. Such was the case on July 19th, 2017 in Buckeye, Arizona, where an officer approached an autistic teenager in the park after deeming that he was partaking in some suspicious activity. The following footage shows the moments after the officer got out of his vehicle and walked over to him.
What's going on? Yeah, what are you doing? Good. What are you doing?
I'm skimming.
What?
How are you doing with this?
What is that? Stop walking away from me.
It's a stream.
Okay, so why are you bouncing around all the way?
This sentence alone should have already alerted the officer to the fact that the boy was autistic. Stimming refers to the repetitive performance of certain physical movements that people with autism do in order to express or calm their feelings. This, coupled with the boy's mannerisms, were all the signs the officer needed to surmise that he was dealing with someone who had mental issues. However, in his ignorance and due to lack of proper training, he tried to detain the emotionally volatile teenager instead, leading to a physical exchange.
You have any ID on you?
No.
Don't go anywhere. All right, just relax.
Are you okay? Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Stay down.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Don't move.
Okay.
You understand?
No, I'm okay. Help!
Stop moving.
I'm okay.
Don't you move, you understand?
Yeah. I need help.
Don't move.
I need help.
Don't stop moving.
Am I gonna go away?
Relax.
I'll breathe.
You are breathing.
Yeah. I'm gonna clap him down.
As of this moment, it was clear that the officer's actions were no different than provoking the victim and causing him to launch an assault. On top of that, the officer failed to de-escalate the situation properly, violating his department's policy. A few moments later, the boy's aunt arrived on the scene after hearing some yelling outside and pleaded for the officer to leave him be.
Relax. Who's this?
Diane.
He's fighting with me. What's going on? Do you know him? Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for another unit to show up and then we're going to figure out what's going on, okay? He's fine, he's breathing, he just started.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I was just in a music lesson. He usually just walks around. Was he hurting
Okay.
somebody?
No, I was trying to talk to him. I wasn't sure what was going on. And then he started trying to back away from me and then kind of pull away from me when he seemed like he wanted to run away.
Connor. It's okay, babe.
You scared? Am I gonna be okay?
You're okay.
You okay, all right?
I'm sorry he scared you.
Because he's doing something with his hands or something in his hands.
Stimming.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's when you have autism. It's his nerves.
Okay. That's fine.
Due to the officer's ignorance on the matter, he falsely hurt and disturbed an innocent citizen. While one may believe it's only a case of misunderstanding, like the aunt does, that simply isn't so. This is because officers are meant to and should know what the term stimming means, as it is very common behavior that autistic people exhibit, which is very similar, yet completely different to how people under the influence of drugs appear to act. However, even after this was all cleared up, the officer was still applying his body weight on him and treating him like a dangerous suspect.
All right. You gonna relax?
Yeah.
Okay, what's her name?
Diane.
Okay.
It's okay, babes. Oh my God, his hand's turning white.
Okay. Can you move?
Yeah.
Stay right there, okay?
Just stay, Connor. Don't move, baby.
Just stay calm, okay?
Yeah.
You see the string in his hand?
Yeah.
That's what he
Yeah, but I don't know if it was like some type of drug or something because I couldn't see what he was doing. Because as soon as he was doing it,
I know. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
He comes over here and plays while I'm in the music lesson.
Were you playing?
Relax. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have nothing on you, right?
No.
Okay.
He's only 14 years old.
Tom, let him slow units down, please. Okay, relax, okay?
Yeah, I'll take a deep breath.
Okay.
Don't move, Connor, okay? Do me a favor, don't move. you drove by and you saw him stimming and you thought he was on drugs?
A couple of times, yeah.
You don't know anything about autism, huh? Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not in trouble.
No, you're not in trouble at all.
All right, he has autism. Okay.
He's 14 years old.
Relax, okay?
He won't scare me.
No,
Okay.
you're okay.
You're
It's
good.
just like
You're good.
John McCure. Just like John McCure. Police officer like John McCure.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Just want to make sure he doesn't have nothing on. Why don't you sit up, okay? Sit up. Yeah, that's fine. Sit up. Can you sit up all the way? There you go. Stand on up for me, okay? There you go. You don't have nothing else? Nothing on you? Okay. Here, sit next to her right now, okay? You have ID with you, ma'am?
Yes, I do. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
I was just in there making a new schedule for Danica's music lesson.
Yeah, because I drove by a couple of times and he seemed fine until he started doing something with his hands, and then
He goes like this. It's called stimming. I'm sorry, you're not. If you knew about autism.
it's okay. And then when I was trying to identify him, it seemed like he wanted to run away from me. And
Well, because you scared him. Oh my God, you got.
what's his first name? Connor?
Connor.
Sometime later, more officers arrived on the scene and took control of the situation. During this time, the arresting officer relayed all the events that transpired to his peers.
So it was a string that the aunt was telling me about. So when I went to approach him, yeah, it was a string. I guess he has autism, so the string, I don't know if it calms him down or whatever. Because he started backing away from me when I was trying to identify him and try to figure out what's in his hand, and he slightly turned to try and take off, and I went to grab him, and I had hands behind his back so I could detain him and figure out what's going on. And as his hands were behind his back, then he started pulling away from me and trying to, so I never let go of him until we twirled around by the tree and he went down on the ground. I just held him there. I heard my radio go off, so I figured at least if the radio went off, I knew someone was going to come, so. All right. So I drove by a couple of times, right? So I see him pacing from the bench to the corner, and he has something in his hand. Now we figure out it's a string, the black thing he has in his hand.
I guess it's like
So when I was watching him, he seemed fine, and then he would hit it on his hand and smell it like he's trying to get whatever air from it. And as soon as he does that, he just, like, you know, just goes in like a brief paralysis, you know what I mean? Just gets like frozen there and just, you know, stretches out his arms. So I'm figuring he's inhaling some type of inhalant or something. So I drove by a few times, kept seeing him do this. So I came up, parked here. I tried talking to him. He seemed fine compared to when I saw him when he started trying to inhale whatever he was inhaling. And I was saying, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? He's like, nothing. And then he said something about stimming. So I'm like, well, what is that? I'm not, you know, I don't know if it's a drug thing, a medical thing. I don't know what he meant by that. And then I asked him, well, what's your name? And he starts backing up. I'm like, hey, don't back up for me. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. He starts backing up some more. I went to grab his hand. And so I'm like, hey, just relax, just calm down. So when I went to detain him, put his hands behind his back. And as I start pulling out the handcuffs, he starts pulling away from me. So as soon as he starts pulling away from me, I still have a hold on him. So we're twirled around by the tree. And then we fell down on the ground. And then I kind of fell on top of him, and I just held him there because I heard my radio chip off. So I figured someone was coming. So I just held him there. He kept trying to move again a couple of times. I told him, hey, just relax, just calm down. I could feel how I grabbed him, and there was nothing, no cut off of anything. Hey, just relax. What's your name? He told me his first name. That was pretty much it. Then the aunt came. The aunt said, oh, well, he has autism, blah, blah. So I'm like, hey, do you know her? He's like, yeah. So then I started backing off. I'm like, hey, just calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? So as soon as I start backing off on him, you know, he arrived. Made sure he didn't have any weapons or anything else on him. I had him sit with the aunt. And ID'd both of them. And that's pretty much where we're at right now.
After that, the officers began explaining what happened and got to know more about Connor when talking to his aunt.
He is such a good boy. Seriously, that's why I was just like, I'm so sorry.
No, I don't know what's going on.
You were yelling, so.
Oh, okay. Well, when we started falling on the ground, that's when I started yelling. But I just want to make sure that he was okay because, like I said, that string, I'm not familiar with it. So he seemed perfectly fine, but every time, like, he would hit his hand with it, and then he would go like this, almost like he was trying to smell something. We have problems with some kids, you know, smelling inhalants, things like that, almost like gasoline, stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if that's what was going on.
He likes his string. We go through a couple hundred of those strings. And there are, sometimes it's our shoelaces too.
Yeah.
So, stand up, babe. You're okay. Stand up. Yeah.
Bye. All right, see you, Connor.
Wait
See you,
here,
Connor.
wait here.
Take care, okay?
Yeah.
See me around. Make sure you say hi, okay?
Yeah. Just say hi.
It's Jeff, right?
Yeah.
It's Jeff.
All right.
So,
Thank you, guys.
I'm
You
so
live
Okay,
sorry.
let me just talk to my boss real quick.
I live right on Jackrabbit Trail.
Okay.
So, but we're here for the music because we go there.
Oh,
And then we'll go to the park over.
You want to check with him real quick, see if he needed them to
So
stay or
we
if they
hear
could
it
go?
all the time. That's why it's just like, I'm just so blown
What
away.
school's he going to?
Oh, he's going to go to Millennium.
Oh, Millennium? Okay.
I work at Desert Edge.
Okay.
But we like the program they have for them.
A few minutes of talking later, the officers bid farewell to the two civilians and drove off. After the incident, body camera footage of it was uploaded to the internet. When questioned regarding it, Buckeye police officials admitted they could have handled the situation better, but also said that the officer had reasonable suspicion to encounter the teen. Though that wasn't true, it has at least been confirmed that the department mentioned starting to provide more training for their officers. Sometimes, however, all the training in the world can't account for some officers whose intentions and actions are despicable beyond compare. For example, on September 25, 2019, in Raleigh, North Carolina, local police officers performed a traffic stop at a gas station on the suspicion of a 26-year-old female driver being impaired, something they evaluated after seeing her jump 2 curbs while driving.
But right now, we need to move on to the standard field sobriety test, all right? And like I said, this is implied consent. When you got your driver's license, you signed a form saying that you consented to these tests.
So I can also wait until my lawyer's here to do any sort of field form.
No. You can refuse to do the test, but what's going to happen then is we're going to take you to a breathalyzer, and that'll do a breath analysis for your BAC.
So I went to.
And you're going to lose your license. The DMV will automatically, your license is automatically going to be suspended for 30 days.
He's not there. I'm getting gas.
Okay.
And now we have to do it.
Like I said, these are standard field sobriety tests. If you're not impaired, you'll be able to drive out of here.
Yeah.
What's your name? Had anything to drink tonight?
Yeah, I had one drink. I told him
One
that.
drink
And I
is all
brought my
right.
friend food.
Okay. All right. Are you willing to do any test for us to make sure you're okay to drive?
Really,
Listen,
I don't want
I think
to.
I think you're gonna ace this test. So we won't even have to do all 3 of them. I think you're gonna do fine on the first one. Okay. But we won't know until we try. Okay. And so you don't have to do the test. But then we're going to rely only on the driving
I
history
just
that
don't
we've seen so
understand
far and
why
the admission of alcohol.
I pulled into my friend's place.
Sure. Uh-huh.
All right, I'm getting gas.
Yeah, so...
And then now I'm pulled over.
Yeah, so listen,
what did I do to get pulled over, though?
That officer already had explained that he had seen you basically jump 2 curbs.
2 curbs.
While you were driving.
Well, that's on video, right?
Yes,
it is.
It is on video.
Yeah.
So then now I have to do, like, a test.
You do not have to. We already explained that to you. But we want you to be able to do the test so you can prove that you're okay to drive. Because right now all we have is driving history and an admission of drinking of alcohol, which is enough for us to arrest. I'm not saying I want to do that, but we want to make sure you're okay. Does that make sense?
That's fine. I get it.
Do you feel like you're okay to do some tests?
Yeah, that's
Are you willing to do
fine.
them? Can you step out for us?
You can step out and come back with me.
I think you're going to be just fine.
After agreeing to the sobriety test, although slightly pressured into it, the woman got out of her vehicle and followed the officer a few feet away from her car and began performing the first exam, following his finger with her eyes.
Alright, you can walk right over here. Alright, so there's 3 tests. The first one, I'm going to check your vision, alright? So, you have glasses. You can go ahead and remove those.
Yeah?
Yes, go ahead.
Am I good?
Yeah, you can go ahead and remove them. Alright.
Ooh, got a dollar. Sorry.
Alright, so I'm going to be checking your vision. So I'm going to be looking at what's called horizontal gaze nystagmus. Is there any medical reason that you have that would cause issues with your eyes, causing them to twitch or anything of that nature?
I mean, they twitch all the time.
The vision, yeah. It's not related to the glasses, so,
Okay.
alright. Okay, so no medical reason? Alright. So what I need you to do is stand with your feet together, hands down to your side. Okay. I'm going to have you look at the tip of my finger and follow it with your eyes only. Do not move your head. Do you understand?
Once finished with that, the officers began the walk and turn test, as explained by the officer in the video.
Okay, so that concludes that test. You can relax for a moment.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like looking.
Yeah, you can put
Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate your cooperation. So we got 2 more tests, all right?
Okay.
The next test is called the walk and turn. So what I'm going to have you do is you can walk over here You can walk towards me. Sorry.
This is test.
This is not the test. No, this is not the test. I'm just giving you some space. So, here, you can walk up here and then turn around for me.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, so for this test, what I'm going to have you do is put your left foot out in front of you on an imaginary line. So I just want you to imagine a straight line going out in front
Do we
of
have to do an imaginary line? Like, can we have an actual line?
you. It's just there's not much room over there. Come over here. You can come over here. Would that help you? Okay, so put your left foot on that line for me.
All right.
Put your right foot in front of your left foot so that the heel is touching your left toe. Put your hands down to your side. And do not move from this position until I tell you to do so, all right?
I'm not coordinated, though.
That's all right. Just do your best to maintain that position until I tell you to begin the test, all right? Do not move from that position until I tell you to begin. Do you understand?
Oh, I have ADHD. Okay.
Okay. So for this test, what I'm going to have you do is take 9 heel-to-toe steps forward, then turn around keeping your front foot on the ground, using a series of small steps with the other foot. I'm going to demonstrate this for you. And then take 9 heel-to-toe steps back along the same line. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you now. You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps, counting them out loud like so while you're looking down. Ma'am, can you be in the starting position?
I'm watching you do it, though.
So it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3. You're going to carry on all the way till 9. On your 9th step, you're going to keep that lead foot on the ground and turn around using a series of small steps with the other foot. It'll look like this. When you've completed turning around, you'll take 9 heel-to-toe steps back the direction you came on the same line. Counting them out loud. 1, 2, 3, all the way on to 9. Once you've hit 9, you've completed the test. Do not stop the test.
When that was over and done with, the officer, after evaluating both tests, wasn't happy with her performance so far. As a result, he made the driver go through with one more test, which revolved around counting with her leg up.
All right. So we got one more field sobriety test for you, okay? This one's much more simple. What I'm going to have you do is stand with your feet together, hands down to your side again, all right? All right, remain in that position until I've completed the test instructions until I begin. Do you understand? All right, so this is the one leg stand. For this one, I'm going to have you raise one foot, either foot, approximately 6 inches off the ground, keeping that foot parallel to the ground and both legs straight. It's going to look like this. Once you have it up, you're going to count out loud like so. 1001, 1002, 1003, until I tell you to stop. You're going to keep your eyes on the elevated foot, both legs straight. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, you may begin the test when you're ready.
With all 3 tests finished and noticing her behavior throughout them, the officers concluded that the driver was indeed impaired and was thus subsequently placed under arrest.
Okay. All right, ma'am. So, put your hands behind your back for me. So you're under arrest for driving while impaired. As I mentioned before, those tests are standard tests. Check for sobriety for impairment. You showed impairment on all 3 tests.
All right, so what's going to happen now? Have you ever had this job before? You have? Okay. You're going to get an opportunity to blow into an instrument later called an intoxicant. Okay? I'm going to explain all those instructions to you later. All right? So you already need transport to the jail. You need anything in your car. Cell phone, wallet, keys, anything like that. We're going to park the car for you if that's okay. Over in a parking spot so you can get to it later. Is that fair?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Do you have your cell phone on you?
No, I don't. It's in my car.
It's in your car. Do you want us to get that for you?
It's like all the above, like my purse, wallet, all the
all of
things.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to park it and let me get it, or what's going to happen? Like, how does
We're going to try and park
work?
So we're going to park the car so it'll be here. At the jail, you have an opportunity to make phone calls. If you want someone to come pick it up, it's up to you. Otherwise, when you've seen a magistrate and get released, you can come and get the car.
All right. What's my release chance? Like, how does that work?
That's up to a magistrate. Have you had a DWI before? I know he just asked you.
It's been years.
It's been years. Okay.
I mean, it would be nice. It'd be a courtesy.
So yeah, they'll take your prior record
There's really
into
no
account.
way that I can just Uber home. Like, we really have to do this.
You went out on the roads impaired. have to hold you accountable.
After a standard search of her vehicle, the officers took out the woman's belongings from her car and stated that they would give them back to her once they arrived at their department. In the meantime, however, she asked what would happen to her and how she could get out of jail as soon as possible.
We got a zero tolerance spot in Raleigh. I get that.
And you weren't honest with us.
I'm not fighting you.
No, you're not. You're being cooperative.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, like, there's no way that we can be polite.
No, we can be polite.
But thank you.
Well, I'll let you do it since you're going to be the one transporting. He's just going to have to look for your stuff.
Can I just ask you a bunch of questions, though?
You could ask this probably in court, most of it, but go ahead.
All the things. All right, so I am going to jail tonight, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, not cool, but it happens. So what does it take for me to get bailed out tomorrow before work?
That would be up to a magistrate. You're going to see the magistrate.
A what?
The judge at the jail.
Okay.
You see a judge. It's going to be up to the judge to say what it's going to take for you to get out. We're not going to say anything bad about you other than the facts of why we stopped you and what happened here.
I mean, I
but
get
you were
it.
nothing but polite and cooperative for us, so I can't imagine that we have a big problem with that. Can you?
No, what'll happen is probably within hour and a half.
I'm saying I work at 3:30 tomorrow.
In the afternoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what a magistrate is going to say. You've been nothing but polite and cooperative with us. We'll let the magistrate know that, and they take that into account.
What are you looking for? There ain't nothing in there. You already found all the LaCroix. Sorry.
Yeah,
I should probably be more upset, but I'm not.
He's got to check. He's doing his job.
I get it.
So, yes, you will see a magistrate and shortly, and then a magistrate will tell you what you have to do to get out of jail. Does that make sense? Yeah. What other questions do you have?
What do I gotta do to get out of jail? I don't want to go there.
The magistrate will tell you.
The magistrate will tell you, but just be polite and cooperative like you have been in the book.
Damn, I don't want to go there.
Nobody does.
Shit was weird last time I went, but at least it was in Florida, not here.
One purse search later, the officer escorted the lady over to the back of his vehicle. Before placing her inside, though, he stated that she would need to be searched. While this may be standard procedure, the way he conducted it was anything but.
But
this is not fun. I was like, gonna be like, hey, cool.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
So I do have to search your person as well. Do you have anything on you that I got to worry about?
I don't have anything.
Nothing that's gonna poke or stick me?
Man, it sucks. So, do I have to call somebody to bail me out? Am I just gonna get bailed out? How does that work?
If they set bail conditions,
I mean, I feel like
then you'll have to call someone. Like I said, after you get done with the processing, you have access to a phone, and you'll see a magistrate.
I don't know anybody's numbers here. I'm not from here.
Got anything in your pockets?
No, I don't have anything. I just would appreciate a chance to Uber.
You had that chance when you left the bar. You don't have that
know.
chance anymore.
I get it.
Can you face the car and step your feet apart for me?
What do you need?
Step your feet apart for me. A little further.
I need to squat.
If it wasn't clear before, it certainly was after that last check. The officer was evidently conducting an extremely invasive search of the woman's body, taking advantage of her drunken state to touch her in places that are deemed extremely private, something that was later confirmed by the woman's attorney after he saw the footage. Naturally, this was not only a violation of the woman's rights, but also a clear-cut case of sexual assault, a felony charge that can sentence someone to 144 months to life in prison without parole.
Alright, you should be good. You want me to zip up your jacket for you?
I would love that because I'm feeling a little open right now.
And just make sure
Are we really doing this?
so you can take a seat in the car while we figure out a place to park your vehicle, alright?
I appreciate that though. I do.
No, thank you for being polite with us.
I wish shit was different. Thank you.
Alright.
After the incident, and once the driver sobered up, she realized what actually happened and stated that she was the victim of sexual assault. When her attorney, Jason Griffith, received footage of the incident, he stated that she was indeed touched and invaded far more than what was required, something that Pete Rubino, the vice president of the Carolina Safety Resource Group, agreed with. Although the police department said they were aware of the incident and were investigating it, there has still been no update on the situation as of the date of this recording. What's even more unfortunate, though, is how common it is for officers to mistreat people at traffic stops, much like on January 14, 2025, in Ecorse, Michigan, where an officer put his emergency siren without warning on the road and then confronted a civilian who called him out for it.
You just pulled up to harass me or something, bro? So what you say that for? What you mean?
You questioned me. You pulled me up. You said
I asked you why you hit your horn. You just hit your blazer loud as shit. Okay.
You have your license on you, sir?
Huh? I ain't gotta show you my license for what? No, I don't. Call your supervisor.
You're not wearing a seatbelt.
What you mean? Cause you're wearing a seatbelt? I'm finna go in the store. I talked to this lady already. You just pulled up and said the same thing. You just seen it. Nah, go call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor on the road right now.
Well, you got to call your supervisor, bro.
You're going to have to call the station if you want to talk to your supervisor.
I don't have to call the station. You call the station. You want to request my ID for no reason.
I'm telling you why.
You don't have no probable cause, no nothing for you to ask for my ID, bro.
Probable cause?
You don't have anything.
You're in a vehicle without a seatbelt.
Yeah, I can, right, because I'm getting out and going to the store. What you mean?
You were still in the vehicle.
What do you mean? I just called you over to the vehicle.
You're right. Okay, give me 1 second, okay? You're not.
Right, figure that out.
There isn't much to be said here, other than the numerous wrongful acts the officer committed. For starters, officers are only allowed to use their sirens when trying to get to a scene during emergencies quickly, something that the officer clearly wasn't busy with, since he pulled over to yell at an innocent man. Then, on top of agitating and needlessly confronting a citizen, the officer demanded the man's license and registration for not wearing a seatbelt, although the car was never moving. Even ignoring the fact that he refused to call for his supervisor, it was obvious that the officer violated both the man's first and fourth constitutional rights. Unfortunately, he was only going to make matters even worse.
He said I'm not free to go? You said I'm not free to go? All right, so you're detaining me without probable cause.
Hey, sir, you're fine to report, obviously.
Huh? You said from the sidewalk? Bro, why'd you even, what am I still here talking to you for?
It's called investigative detention.
This ain't no investigation. What investigating what? What are you investigating?
You're not wearing a seatbelt.
What you mean? I can not have a seatbelt and go into the store? What do you mean? I can get out the car? What are you talking about? You don't have a seatbelt on right now either. Do you have a seatbelt on? All right, so why are you sitting here messing with me, man? So you're sitting here harassing me, brother?
I'm not harassing
Yes, you are, and you're going to have a problem, man. I'm going to file a complaint. As soon as I pull off, I'm going to file a complaint against you, sir.
That's fine. Before,
all right.
I don't want you to get hit by a car, okay? Everything's being recorded on my chest as well, okay?
You're sitting right there in your seat without a seatbelt on. All right. And you shouldn't sit here and try to investigate me about sitting here in my car, right here, without a seatbelt on.
Okay.
You sound insane, man.
Again, sir.
All right, stay right there, man, for my safety and your safety. Okay. Stay where you are, brother.
Well, I'm just
all right, because you've been aggressive the whole time, man.
I've been aggressive all
yes, you have, brother.
Listen, I'm Officer Lane with the Ecorse Police Department.
I see now.
The reason I stopped you is because you motioned.
You didn't stop me. You sat there and honked your horn at a lady that was standing by my car. Right. So make sure you make this correct. Bitch, you can't articulate why you just stopped me. You're gonna say, you said because I didn't have a seatbelt on. You didn't have a seatbelt on.
Okay,
you're sitting here just like me. What are you talking about?
Performance of my duty. I'm on a traffic stop.
So your laws is better than my laws?
No, after I go up to your
you're more important than me?
Not at all.
You make yourself look really silly right now, man.
You are as well.
I'm telling you, you don't even know who you're talking to. You don't even know what's going on right now.
Sir, you're illegally parked. You're more than a foot from the curb.
Bro, you can say whatever you want to, man. You can say whatever you want to. Go ahead.
You fell into ID.
You can say whatever you want to, brother.
You're failing to identify.
You can say whatever you want to.
Officer, you had no seatbelt.
I don't have to answer any question posed by a police officer.
Even if the car was illegally parked, that wasn't what the officer initially pulled over for. The first thing he stated was the matter regarding the seatbelt and never mentioned anything about how the vehicle was parked. Although it might be a valid point, it was no doubt a spur-of-the-moment observation and not the justifiable reason for why he tried to detain the innocent man.
What's your Fourth Amendment right?
What do you mean, what's my Fourth Amendment right? You want to know, have you heard Terry vs. Ohio?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so what's Terry's first name?
I know what.
You sound silly. His name is John. It's John Terry, man. I studied man. I studied this, man. I filed 7 federal cases against your department. I had 1 against the Ecorse. Every department, Wayne County, State Police, all of you guys. So you're gonna sit here and you're gonna sit here and play this game with me. You're playing a game.
What game am I playing?
You know what game you're playing.
I don't.
Yes, you are.
I don't.
You still got me sitting detained for no reason. You got me detained from the beginning for no reason, and now you see me got me talking to you for no reason, brother.
Explain everything to you so you understand why.
I just want to know if I'm free to go. That's it.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to write you any tickets today, okay? I'm going to let things go, okay? Also, just so you know, I can write you a ticket. You're illegally parked more than a foot from the curb. You did not have a seatbelt on, okay? Therefore, that is probable cause in and of itself, okay? If you feel as though you want to make a complaint, you're more than welcome, obviously, to do that, okay?
I'm going to make a complaint.
3869 West Jefferson, okay?
Oh, I know exactly where it's at. I had filed complaints there before. I told you I filed lawsuits there too. Yeah, you just picked the wrong person to with today. That's all it is, brother. He said I'm parked too far away from the curb. Look at this. Look how far he's parked away from the curb. But I'm parked too far away. Oh my God.
After the incident, the officer was supposedly reprimanded with 2 weeks of paid vacation and told not to do it again. Unfortunately, though, not much other than that was available regarding this incident. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter